You don't stay broke because you're lazy. You stay broke because someone taught you to be comfortable in a cage. And the scariest part is, you decorated it. Most people never notice this. They assume money is simple, income minus expenses, but deep down, you know that's not the truth. Money doesn't feel like numbers. It feels like pressure, a quiet weight behind your ribs, a constant, low-level noise in the background of your mind. And here's the truth most people whisper, but never say out loud. You feel stuck. Not dramatically stuck, just quietly, chronically stuck. You wake up with good intentions. You work hard. You try to be responsible. And somehow, the numbers never move the way you hoped they would. I once knew someone who checked his bank account every morning, not to feel secure, but to calculate how much fear he should carry that day. Some mornings it showed $42. Some mornings, $11. And every day, he whispered the same promise. It'll get better soon. But soon never arrived. People think being broke is about not making enough money. But being broke is really about identity, a quiet set of beliefs running your life like hidden software you never consciously install. And nothing changes until you confront that software. Truth number 1. The idea of "I'd save more if I made more" is a myth. If you can't manage $100, you won't magically manage $10,000. Money does not change who you are. It amplifies what's already there. I interviewed a woman who received a $5,000 bonus. She told me the money disappeared. But money doesn't disappear. It simply follows the same path your smaller paychecks take, but only faster with bigger consequences. If you're listening to this, you felt that pattern. The moment when you realize the issue isn't outside you, it's inside you. Because your spending isn't logical. It isn't rational. It isn't strategic. It's emotional. It's reactive. It's tied to something much deeper than a bank balance. Truth number 2. Most people don't fear money problems. They fear money conversations. Growing up, we were taught not to ask how much things cost, not to discuss salaries, not to bring up bills or debt. We learned to tiptoe around the subject. We inherited financial shame before we even understood what a bank account was. So we grew up fluent in silence and broke in understanding. I once saw a family argue for an hour over a $20 purchase. It had nothing to do with the $20. Money had become the symbol of every unspoken fear in the house. If you've ever felt your chest tighten when you open a bill, or felt your mind fog when someone mentions budgeting, you know this feeling. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Money is human-made. We created it, yet it controls us more than almost anything else in our lives. And that control comes from the next truth. Truth number 3. Your financial ceiling is not set by income, or opportunity, or luck. Your financial ceiling is set by identity. The myth is that you earn more by working harder. But the truth is, you earn more by rewriting who you believe you are allowed to be. I once met a man working 3 jobs, always tired, always behind. One day he said, "I guess I'm just not the kind of person who gets ahead." He thought he was describing his life, but he was actually defining it. You felt this loop. The way your bank balance always returns to the same place no matter what you try. It's like water returning to its natural level. So here's the question you've avoided asking. What if your financial life isn't stuck? What if you are repeating your identity? And that repetition leads to truth number 4. Comfort is the most expensive habit you have. People think financial struggle comes from lack of discipline, but it really comes from seeking refuge in cheap comforts. DoorDash when you're tired, streaming when you're overwhelmed, shopping when the day feels heavy. A man once told me, "I don't buy things because I want them. I buy things because I want to stop thinking." If you're still here, listening, you know exactly what he meant. Comfort is not free. It charges interest. And the due date always lands in your future. Which brings us to the real secret. the one that explains everything. Here it is. People do not stay broke because they lack opportunity, or intelligence, or effort. The real reason people stay broke is this: they spend money to protect the story they already believe about themselves. If you believe you're just getting by, your choices will always keep you just getting by. If you believe wealth isn't for people like you will subconsciously turn away from every path that leads there. If you believe you're irresponsible with money, you will act in ways that confirm it, even when you try not to. Money is not a tool, it's a mirror. And most people are terrified of what it reflects, because the reflection isn't who they want to be. It's who they've quietly accepted they are. But here's the part that stays with you long after this video ends. Your financial life changes the moment you stop spending to reinforce an identity and start spending to build a new one. Most people wait for money to change their story, but it's the story that must change first. Because the cycle doesn't break when you earn more. It breaks when you do.